I hope it's not a surprise to anybody, but Squid Games came out earlier this week. And while I just lost my gum on my desk and I don't know where it went, and oh, there it is, I found it. Okay. Squid Games came out earlier this week, and while it did, I feel like like this was supposed to be the season finale. This was supposed to be a great game, and I'm gonna be honest, I did not enjoy the way it ended whatsoever. Yes, spoiler alert. I'm gonna be spoiling maybe the entirety of the Squid Games for some of y'all. Season three just was not it. You know what I mean? And for me to have to wait however many months I did to receive that ending, I'm kind of offended. You know what I mean? So season one of Squid Games was amazing. Okay, season two went strong. It started off very strong. It went in the direction it was going, and I thought it was going to be stronger. And then for them to hit season three with just a big old miss was just so annoying. I keep wanting to call it. What was his name? It wasn't Jin Woo. It was Soo Young. Was that his name? What was his name? Did I get that wrong? I probably didn't say that. Song Ji Hoon, maybe. But anyways, they killed him off in the last episode. Like I already told you I was gonna spoil this, so if this is a spoiler to you guys should have clicked off the video. Basically, I they did everything right. I feel like from the beginning and the second part, and then when they started going over to the end, I feel like the ending was weak. I don't like how the bad guys, the rich got away with the Coast Guard not seeing them leave in like the helicopters or the submarines. I don't care how much money they had. They somehow had enough money to evade the military, which I mean, I guess I don't know how Korean law works if they can count the Coast Guard as their military, but holy cow. Like they killed off so first of all, 222 gave birth, okay? And oh geez, what was it? There was this part in the movie where the transgender person in the movie fights off a person. She kills that person and she finds the exit. And so she goes back to the old lady and the 222 to save them and basically be like, "Oh, I found the exit," only for 222's baby daddy to come up and stab her from the back and kill her. I feel like she was such a great character that she did not deserve to go out the way she did. And the way she just went out disgusted me. Okay? Because she was doing everything right. She was out. She was safe. She could have left, but she decided to come back. And because she decided to come back, she ended up dying for it. And after she died for it, I mean, the old lady had to take the necklace off her, and then she was taking her into that area, the baby and 222 into that area. And while she was taking 222 and the baby into the area, old lady's son comes out and he's like, "Mom, I haven't killed anybody. I need to kill this part. I need to kill her. Let me kill her, Mom." And turns around again, and what happens is she turns around again, and then like the grandma, the mom, stabs her own son in the back and prevents the son from killing 222, which ends up getting the son killed. And after the son died, the mom hangs herself. And that was a lot for me. You know what I mean? I was like, these are all these people went out. I understand you're the mom and her like point, right? And her taking herself out. It definitely makes a lot of sense to me, the way she handled that situation, especially if you're the reason that your own son died, and the only reason you were a part of that competition was for your son. There was no point and you staying there after having lived a long life and also being the reason, which I very admirable for her. So like I feel like she went out the way I kind of was going to see because I wouldn't want her to, pass during any of the competitions. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. But the way they handled that too, like then also during that same like tag mini game, right? You had Song Ji Han like go crazy and go kill that military dude because he was like that dude was never in the military, and so he goes to like off him, take him out, okay, and as he's like killing him, like I think that's the first person who he's actually deliberately killed intent, like what I mean, like had that whole like I'm going to kill this one person, mentality. And so he does it successfully. And then the whole rest of the show, he's kind of like not trying to kill anybody. You know what I mean? He's still wanting to have a like that belief in humanity and stuff like that, and I feel like that's what ultimately led to his like undoing. So like because again towards the end where he's like, I'm not gonna try to kill nobody else after he just killed somebody a few games ago. He then goes into like this whole I'm gonna protect everybody. I'm gonna make sure we all survive kind of thing. Even though the last few mini games are like, hey, kill everybody, and like so he got handed a way out. Oh, let me I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's go back to this tag mini game, okay? He survives because he killed someone. The transgender person died, and then who else died? The grandma. That relationship died right there. The military dude died as well, and then what's it called? They ended up getting who the naysayer person killed too during that episode, which I'm completely fine with. You know what I mean? I didn't really care. But it's because the old man got her killed. I would rather the old man having died there, that because he was so annoying to me, than have that naysayer person killed there. Anyways, so then we move to the jump roping game. 222 has a broken leg. She just gave birth. And then the game switch it up and basically say, hey, baby is also associated with the game. The baby is also a player. And because the baby is a player, the baby also needs to cross this tightrope as well. So Song Ji-yeon takes the baby across, and then he's trying to go back and get 222 because he's going to save her. And on his way, 222 just ends up jumping off anyways, right? Killing herself. That was the only like notable death to me there. Everybody else who died during that game didn't really matter, but the fact that they killed off, that's how 222 went out, was just like by jumping off. Because she had a broken leg, but at least Sung Ji Han was taking care of the baby. 333 tried to go like talk to her and say, I'm gonna help you across, but she's like, I don't want nothing to do with you because you didn't want anything to do with me, and you killed the lady who was protecting us, you know? And so again, understand whatever. So that mini game's over. And then during what happened next? What was the next mini game? The next mini game after the jump roping mini game was the whole voting thing. Basically, they said, okay, now that 222 died, the baby is all now player 222. And so because the baby's now player 222, she also has to go in the games, which just added on another thing to the game because now they're introducing the baby as the mom who just died, and so she's getting a share. And because you have all these greedy guys in the game as well, they were like, okay, cool, we're all greedy. Let's go. Let's go. Team up against the baby, right? Because we want the baby dead so we can get her money. You know what I mean? The baby doesn't deserve a split. And then they make the final game. You get to pick who dies game. You know what I mean? You can either choose one person to die, or you can pick whatever to die. Oh my gosh, this game again really got me upset because of the way it just turned out. But like they're picking that someone dies game. That's where they kill off the one guy who got scared because of the lady who died underneath him. Or sorry, yeah, who really was helping him out, but he watched her die. And then so they killed him off in the first. They all moved to the second. When they get to the second, they killed off some random guy. I don't know who it was. But then what's crazy is apparently so Jihan and 333 teamed up because 333 was like, I'm actually the baby's daddy and I was working against you guys the whole time. And he starts killing everybody on the thing except for Song Jihan and the baby, and they team up, and apparently so they killed everybody up there, unfortunately. Now, there was three pillars on here. Pillar one, you kill one person. Pillar two, you kill one person. Pillar three, you kill one person. But you have 15 minutes to do so. So pillar one, they killed two people. Let's say okay. So let's say let me do this. So there's 9 people on pillar one. So on pillar one, they kill one. So now there's 8 people. On pillar two, they killed one person. So now there's 7. And then they killed another person. Now there's 6. Then they killed another person. Now there's 5 people alive on the pillar. And then one person jumps off until there's 4 people on the pillar. And then they throw another person off. So now there's 3 people on the pillar. So now when by the time it is to go to the next pillar, there's only three people, which is now Sung Ji Hoon, the baby, and 333. Okay, so now while they're all on that pillar, Sung Ji Hoon and the dad fight. Sung Ji Hoon kills the dad, all before pressing the button to start the mini game. And so, in order for the baby to survive, Sung Ji Hoon had to kill himself, making the baby the winner of the game. Okay. My thing with all of that, like, yes, very admirable of Sung Ji Hoon, right, to sacrifice himself life for the baby's life. However, the what's his name? The man, the main, the villain, right? The story gave Sung Ji Hoon a knife. He said, "Hey, I'm listening to me, friend. They're going to kill. They're going to target you and the baby in the next mini game. Okay, so while they're all sleeping, here's a knife. Go cut every single one of their throats, and you and the baby can live because the game will be over. So just go do that. Take care of that problem." I'm gonna be honest, me personally, if that was the option I had, and I was me and the baby, and I knew they were gonna target me, and he gave me a knife to go slit all of their throats, yes, I'm doing that. You know what I mean? I don't. You don't even ask me twice. You give me the knife, tell me to go slit their throat, so me and the baby can survive. Like if I was in that exact position, I would have, but he did not because he still wanted to, for some reason, believe in humanity, which didn't make any sense. It's like this was a suicide mission to him. You know what I mean? And then like after that, like where he was at, about to die, the Coast Guard had reached the island, and so because the Coast Guard had reached the island, they were going to like storm it, yada yada yada. So he would have been safe had he not jumped off at the last minute, but he ended up jumping off and killing himself anyways. So it was just like, again, they couldn't be like 2 minutes quicker. You know what I mean? If they were just 2 minutes quicker, Sung Ji Hun and the baby would have survived, probably most likely. Because I don't think the brother was going to kill him. I do not think he was going to kill him. I feel like he probably would have gassed him and ended up giving him the check anyways. Because he spent the entire game making sure that Song stayed alive. And then they ended up just doing him like that. And then, like, again, you know, obviously at the end, the baby gets all the money, the place blows up, the facility blows up. Now the baby goes to his cop brother, while the rest of the money goes to Song's daughter. And now they're both essentially rich and stuff like that. And then also they incorporated the whole like America is like also doing the Squid Games, and they were playing Dakchi out in the streets with some biker dude, and she noticed the guy and she just said what's up because she knew that he was also associated with that, which also kind of irritated me a lot because like obviously America would be the first place to be in a Squid Games predicament like that. I'm not gonna lie, if it did exist it would be in America, but that's like besides the point. There was just so, and I guess I just did not like that ending, like specifically killing like and I mean I don't need a happy ending, but the way his sad ending happened was just so, I don't know, lame, not cool. Like a part of me also wished that he had survived that fall, right? Because normally whenever they will kill someone off in the show, they show the body, etc. Right? But for Song, for example, what happened was he jumped off and they didn't show it, so I thought he would be injured and they drag him away and save him later. But then towards the end, they actually showed it and he was dead. So they just kind of like dragged, so they, you know, blew up the place. And so his life was lost with it. But yeah, there's, again, it was a really good show. Season one, boom. Season two, boom. And then season three just kind of fell flat. And I did not like that. But I don't know. Let me know how you feel about it. I feel like I can ramble on about it forever, but it's kind of me talking to myself about it. So if you guys liked the season three, let me know. If you guys have something else you guys want me to watch, also let me know. I will go ahead and stick to it. You know what I mean? And yeah. Anyways, let me know how you feel about this.